Okay, sorry about that, y'all. We are back with Who is Stroud. So we'll talk about some of the staff and personnel in the school, the administrators that you will get to see day to day, the students, and just cultural competency, talking about how to best interact with people who are different than us. So first of all, this is like a huge laundry list of names that you do not by any means need to memorize or really resonate with, but just the list of the different teachers. So once you get your schedule, which I will share shortly in the next week or so, you will get your student and their name, or their student's name, but also their teacher's name and their classroom. And so these will begin to resonate more and make more sense as they contextualize. It's okay that you don't need to memorize any of this, but the admin, just highlighting different people who you may get to see day to day, is Dr. Stacy Carson. A large reason that we were able to start our pilot school, or pilot program at Stroud, is that she is very enthusiastic, very excited about this program, and has a lot of buy-in. And a lot of the excitement you see around the school, which I know you will, really filters down from her. She just has a lot of great leadership, and so I'm sure you'll see her every now and then, even if you don't realize she's the principal, because she kind of blends right in and does a great job just hanging out with the students. The receptionist who you will get to see every time you visit is Ms. Burton. She is high energy. She will just make you feel like you are the most important person in your 30-second check-in process. You get to say hey to her. We'll talk more about Hallie Williamson. She's kind of our in-school liaison who's made the program happen. And then Media Center Specialist Ms. Gunnels, you will get to see her if you choose to meet with your students in the library, which is an option. And then the school counselor who you would only interact with if you sought time with her. But just kind of high level, all of the different players in the game at the school. I want to talk about teacher relationships just in terms of, well, let me go this way actually. Let me start with the schedule. So our schedule is from 8 to 10, and the second and third grade each have an hour and a half that they are flexible within. And the way that looks like is that each teacher identifies 30 minutes that would work for students in our program to leave their classroom without missing essential instruction. So that's times that they would be doing small group work anyways, so for students to leave during that time is okay. They won't miss any essential work. Also, they won't miss any specials or any other subjects. And so this is where we really talk about timeliness. So your 30-minute assignment for that student, there's no flexibility on that. So if you get there a little late, you would have to still return them. Say you get there 10 minutes late, they still have to be returned at 10 a.m. instead of getting to kind of flex that for 30 minutes. And so I just really want to emphasize that. And then coming back to teacher relationships is teachers are, I think, the hardest working people in the planet. That's like probably my bias of having a lot of close friends that are teachers. Bandwidth is so dependent on so many different things happening minute by minute. And teachers are very excited about this program. I've gotten to meet with them throughout leading up. They love that mentors are in the school. They love that their students are excited about reading by way of caring adults taking time out of their day to come. And I just want to emphasize that we want to respect them the most we can by keeping the integrity of that 30-minute block that you'll have in that, or for that student. And also, if you go to a classroom and they seem stressed that you're there, I just want to emphasize that it's nothing to do with you. There's a million factors by way of at least 20 students' individual lives in their classroom that could be causing some sort of stress. I've just gotten feedback at times of mentors making sure that they're not overstepping or making causing any sort of frustrations to teachers, and I just want to emphasize you never will be. Just know that you are very wanted there. There's a lot going on in the school. You'll see it. You get to hop right into the fun, structured madness that is education. So yes, Hallie Williamson, she is our in-school liaison. The kind of background knowledge into what it looks like for a student to be referred into our program is almost entirely Hallie identifying them. So we have those priority matches that we shared earlier based off the iReady assessment. And so those are the students which we could look at from a wide view, but there's still students within that she would then prioritize that we match mentors with, and so on and so forth. She knows all of the students. She's the most longtime senior staff member at Stroud. She was there when it was 4th Street Elementary. She is just very bought into the program and cares a lot about these students, and a lot of it is following in her lead in the way to best support. All that to say, if you need something and I'm not at the school or not reachable, I gave you guys my phone number just so almost always, if I'm not at the school during work hours, I'll have my phone and be able to respond immediately. But if for some reason you can't get in contact with me, all you would need to do if you need something immediately is go to the front desk and ask for Hallie. She knows everything more than me, so she'll be able to get you plugged in with anything you need. That's just a background support person that you likely won't have to interact with, but she'll be around, and just know she's like the silent superhero. That's the little logo of the program. Okay, so moving forward a little bit, that little outline is the attendance zone for Stroud Elementary School in Athens, Clarke County. We are about like 6 minutes, I'd guess, from Stroud right now. It's right up North Avenue. You can't see it from the street, so a lot of people don't know it's tucked back there. It's on 4th Street. Was formerly named 4th Street, but was named after Howard B. Stroud, who was a community activist. He, just to share some of his namesake and the values that he brought, was he did a lot of activism through the Brown versus Board of Education. One of his quotes that the school, Stroud, and a lot of the admin there continue to reference is, "There's nothing greater for me than to serve my fellow men. I feel compelled to make my community the best it can be." And so that's just kind of speaking to the atmosphere of Stroud, of everyone, they're the superstars striving to be their best. And it's just it's a really neat community to get to be a part of. I'm excited for you guys to hop in. This is just some pictures from throughout the school. They're purple and yellow superstars, high energy. So the middle picture is Dr. Carson to the left, just so you kind of have like a photographic idea. But these are some of the students you'll get to be working with. One aspect that I want to touch on as far as cultural competence, we all often are always interacting with people who are different than us in a wide variety of ways. The biggest one, your student, these are little people. You are a grown person. You know a lot of things that they don't. And they know a lot of things that you don't. And we just want to, sorry, we're having a lot of technical issues. I appreciate you guys hanging in with me. But one of the biggest things that I want you to take away, and there's a shift happening of, we want to show cultural humility as opposed to competence. Competence kind of implies that like one day I will be competent about cultures that are not mine. I will never be fully competent in anything that does not directly relate to me and my experience. And so we want to instead guide to cultural humility, being curious and connecting with youth's most important and key identities. That could be race, gender, family structures, sexual orientation, generational status, etc., but just helping them feel known and accepted. Boiling down to it, the goal of mentoring is to create that support and inclusion. We want you to create a space that you can value your students and have them valued and respected, and in turn sharing your experience and what it looks like for you to be positioned there for them to value and respect you as someone who's donating their time to spend time with them. Okay, we are going to dive. You guys can see it now. We got a little